Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jaya Jaya Bhagavata Deva, Jaya Jaya Bhagavata. Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Swarupa, Jaya Jaya Bhagavata Deva, Jaya Jaya Bhagavata. So now we go to the last chapter of first canto of Bhagavatam, that is Maharaja Parikshit. So, as per Bhagavatam, Maharaja Parikshit, when he took birth, the Kali Yuga almost started. And Krishna has left by the time and Kali Yuga started, and like yesterday we discussed that Parikshit was a blessed person who saw Krishna in the mother's womb itself. So it is an amazing place. Bhagavatam explains the science beautifully, that baby lies in a bag in mother's belly. There are two bags actually. One is a food bag, another is a baby bag. And both the bags are connected by umbilical cord. All these things are explained in Bhagavatam. Amazing. It's like a medical subject, right? And the baby breathes through the belly. Baby breathes through the umbilical cord. He or she takes food also through the umbilical cord and breathes through the umbilical cord. Everything happens through the umbilical cord. So that is why mothers should be careful what they eat. They nicely eat chilli pakora and onion bhaji, sabji, some things like that, and hot chai. It's going to affect the baby because it goes through umbilical cord to the baby. And by till 5th month, as per Bhagavatam, baby is sleeping in mother's womb. By the 5th month, he awakes from his sleep, he is conscious. And from the 5th month, whatever mother does, he keeps absorbing that. Mother's talk, mother's behavior, everything starts molding the character. And there is a very great example given in Bhagavatam that Prahlad heard whole Bhagavatam from Kayatu's womb, from his mother's womb. When Narada Muni was speaking to Kayatu, Prahlad heard the whole Bhagavatam staying inside the womb of his mother. When Krishna and Arjuna were discussing about Chakravyuha, Abhimanyu heard the whole thing in mother's womb, in Shubhadra's womb. So by the 5th month, baby awakes from his sleep, he is conscious. Till 5 months he is in dormant stage. At the end of 5th month he is conscious. So we have to be very careful. Whatever mother thinks, whatever mother does, whatever she behaves, everything starts molding the character of the baby. So it is the greatest responsibility of the parents to take care of the baby when mother is pregnant. She is not supposed to be depressed. She is, spend time reading Ramayana, Bhagavat and everything. Yeah, somebody asked a question. Abhimanyu could not hear fully because halfway Shubhadra slept off. So, what happens when mother eats abominable things, which she is not supposed to eat? For example, meat eating. When a pregnant lady eats meat, it's completely a wrong thing. When a pregnant lady eats meat, actually by nature, the baby in the womb can see Paramatma. He or she can speak to converse with Paramatma. So they are not ready to accept these kind of food items. So what happens? The baby starts moving. The baby is trying to escape from that situation. And it happens and mother thinks, okay, my son is kicking me, trying to talk to me, wow, a butterfly effect, and then she's very happy about it. But that poor thing is struggling, he's trying, working very hard, he's suffering there, right? So Bhagavatam very clearly says, and the baby is simply waiting to come out, promising to Narayana again and again, Krishna, in this lifetime I will not forget you. I am going to go out and I will remember you, chant your holy name, I will not forget. And Krishna is waiting with open stretched arms, and the baby comes out and forgets. But Parikshit Maharaj was an exception. He saw the Lord in mother's womb and he never forgot, because when his mother was leaving Dwaraka, when she was about to leave, when Subhadra was about to leave, that time, Uttara, not Subhadra, Uttara is Abhimanyu's mother, Parikshit's mother. When Uttara was about to leave, Dronacharya's son, Ashwatthama, he sent Brahmastra on Uttara's womb. So that Brahmastra, which is like 1,000 sun, one sun, if it just goes 2 degrees extra, we can't bear. When the sun goes 48, 49, 50 in India, so nowadays 46, 47 has become very normal in summer season. When it goes 48, 49, we can't, 1 degree we can't bear. But Brahmastra is like 1,000 suns. I don't know, in your younger days, had you played with the lens, when we were kids, we used to make tiny bits and pieces of paper and we keep a lens on the top, and slowly after some time the paper burns off, like we kids used to play in our younger days. So what does the lens do? The lens pulls the sun rays which are spread in certain area and focuses on one point. When the whole light and heat is focused at a particular point, fire comes. And Brahmastra is that's all. When 1,000 suns light and power is focused at one point, that's all, it will turn into ashes. So when Ashwatthama sent Brahmastra, and she did not know what to do, nobody could protect her. So Uttara was screaming, Pahi Pahi Mahayoge Deva Deva Jagatpate Krishna. And she cried and prayed, and Krishna appeared as Paramatma, and Bhagavatam says he was like a thumb's size, and he entered mother's womb and protected Parikshit. Parikshit is protected, but another one sweet thing happened in between. Uttara became mother of the Supreme Lord, like Yashoda, like Devaki, like all these great personalities who carried Krishna in their womb, exactly simply because of Parikshit. That is why it is said, if a person becomes devotee, a complete surrendered devotee, the 14 generations in his family will be delivered either today or tomorrow. And simply to protect Parikshit, Lord appeared, but by the time Uttara got delivered to be the mother of the Supreme Lord. So, after her leaving body, Uttara directly went to Goloka and continued to be a mother of Krishna, because she carried Krishna in her womb. Even for a moment, she became mother of Krishna. So, Uttara also got a blessings in that Leela. Then Parikshit came out, and whomever he meets, he is asking that, looking for, is that the person whom I met in the womb? Is that the same Krishna? So Parikshit is checking each and searching. That is what we sing in Sadgoswami Ashtakam. The Goswamis are always singing. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Is he on the Yamuna river bank, or is he in the grooves of Vrindavan? Hey Nandasuno Kutaha, Kalindi Vane Kutaha. The Goswamis are always searching for Krishna, looking for Krishna. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? So Parikshit was exactly doing that. When he took birth, he was constantly searching for Krishna. What a wonderful devotee he was. All the time absorbed in the thoughts of Krishna and searching for Krishna all the time. Such a gentle, polite person and model king he was, Parikshit. So when Parikshit, when he came at the age, one day Pandavas were sitting and discussing, especially Yudhishthira and Bhima and Yudhishthira, they were sitting and talking. And Bhima is telling, my dear brother Yudhishthira, Arjuna went to Dwaraka to meet Krishna. Why is he taking so much time? He has not come back. Then Yudhishthira is saying, maybe he is very close to Krishna. He is a close friend of Krishna. Maybe they are spending time together. But then Bhima is saying, no, I'm feeling something wrong. I'm feeling uneasiness, right? My left eye is twitching. My left shoulder is twitching. This is a sign in astrology. When a man's left eye is twitching, that means something bad is going to happen. When his right eye is twitching, something good is going to happen. And it is vice versa for a lady. When her right eye is twitching, something bad is going to happen. So Bhima said, I don't know, my left eye is twitching and my left shoulder is twitching, something bad. And Yudhishthira Maharaj also said, true. I had a very bad dream. I saw blood pouring as rain from the sky. And he said many bad omens. And when they were discussing all these bad things, Arjuna came running, beating on his chest, beating on his head, crying and weeping and said, my dear brothers, we are doomed. We are doomed. Krishna has left this planet. He left this planet. He's completed his Leela. And Bhagwan has gone back. I don't know. From the moment I think about this, I feel helpless. I feel completely dejected. I don't know what. And crying and screaming in pain, Arjuna fell unconscious. When Bhima heard this, Bhima fell unconscious. And Yudhishthira simply woke up. A beautiful thing happened. Not speaking a single word to anyone. He said, Parikshit, you be the king. And he started walking towards northern direction. This is called Purna Sharanagati. The moment Yudhishthira came to know that Krishna is no more in the planet, he left his Leela, he completed his Leela and gone back to spiritual world. No job for Yudhishthira in this material world. Immediately he wound up everything. He didn't speak to his brothers. He didn't inform his wife and children. He didn't talk to anybody. He simply started walking towards northern direction. Then Bhima followed, Arjuna followed, they all followed and then they went to Vaikunta. So Parikshit became the king. And Parikshit was ruling so perfectly. Yesterday I was discussing what are the rules of a leader. He should protect ladies, children, elderly people and animals. When somebody protects these four, he is a perfect leader. And it is explained again and again in Bhagavatam. And Parikshit was ruling so perfectly. And it is something like a golden period in Kali Yuga. He was ruling so nicely. No robbery. Everybody was very happy. People were very happy. And, they were all appreciating Maharaja Parikshit. So one day, Parikshit went for, hunting in the jungle. So then the question arises, why the kings do hunt? And the answer given in Vedas, they don't hunt every day. And they don't go on a killing spree or something like that. Once in a while, when they get news from the villagers, when the villagers will come and say to the king that our goats and calves are abducted by a tiger, our children are snatched by the tiger, then the king understands the population of wild animals are increasing in jungle. That is why they don't get to eat anything. So they come to village So he goes, it is like once in 5 years or 6, he goes one day and hunts, reduces the number, and it is justified in Vedas. So Parikshit, one day he went for hunting. Then he saw in the jungle a man who was ugly looking, dirty looking, no proper features, and he was looking very wild and strange and weird and ugly, but dressed himself like a king, with all golden crown and this and that, and looking so luxurious like a king, royal dressings, but he was looking very ugly. And there is a cow and a bull, two very, sattvic animals. And this man has broken their 3 legs. He has chopped off their 3 legs, and he is about to break the 4th leg. And both the cow and bull, they are screaming in pain. And Maharaja Parikshit saw this, and he was thinking, what kind of cruelty this is. He jumped from his chariot and he pulled his sword, and he ran towards that man, and he was about to kill him. Then immediately the man begged and prayed, "Oh Maharaja Parikshit, I am Kalikal, I am Kalipurusha. This is my time. I am supposed to enter the planet. Please don't punish me. This is my time." So Maharaja Parikshit just pushed him away and went to the cow and bull and started pacifying them. Said, "Don't worry, I don't know why this happened." Was trying to console them, and immediately the cow spoke. The cow said, "We are Bhumi Devi and Dharmaraj, O Maharaja Parikshit. This is a Leela. We came here to tell you something, that Kali Yuga is going to come in full force. And the 4 legs are the 4 pillars of Dharma. Honesty, purity, austerity, and cleanliness. Austerity, purity, honesty, and cleanliness. The whole Yuga, the society is withheld by these 4 pillars. And in Kali Yuga, unfortunately, 3 pillars are broken. And only Satyam is there. That's why in Bhagavatam, first shloka, you will see, in Bhagavatam, first canto, in the initial shlokas, you will see this word, Satyam Param Dhimahi. That's what it says. Because in Kali Yuga, purity is gone. Cleanliness is gone. Tapasya is gone. Everything is gone. Honesty is simply in the form of Bhagavatam. This is Param Satyam, Satyam Param. If you open Bhagavatam, if you go to the first shloka, first verse, first canto, first verse, you will see this line, Satyam Param Dhimahi. The only truth which exists in this material world is Bhagavatam. That is why Lord Shiva said, always chant the holy name and read Bhagavatam, you will be protected. Alright? So, the cow and bull said, holy name is going to be in the form of Bhagavatam, and all the other legs are gone in Kali Yuga. So, pacifying them, again Maharaja Parikshit took his sword and came to punish the man, Kalipurusha. And Kalipurusha said, "O king, great king, this is my time. I also should live in this planet. This is my era. Where can I live?" So Maharaj Parikshit thought for a while, and he said, "Please go and stay in places wherever people eat meat, wherever they intoxicate themselves, wherever illicit relationships are there, and wherever people are gambling." Maharaj Parikshit said, "Oh Kalipurusha, you go and stay in these 4 places wherever people are, gambling, having illicit sex, and where, drinking, intoxicating, eating meat, you go and stay there." So the Kalipurusha went and he made a whole parikrama of earth. He went around, traveled the entire length and breadth of earth, and he came and said, "Oh Maharaj Parikshit, you are such a perfect king there is no such place existing in material world like this. So where will I stay? So Maharaja Parikshit was thinking for some time. Principles are very important. Like we are living inside a room, and the room has got 4 doors, and if you open the doors, karma and papa will enter this room. Sin and karma will enter this room through the 4 doors. And what are the 4 doors? Meat eating, illicit relationship, intoxication, and gambling. These are the 4 doors. So if a devotee simply closes the 4 doors, he is safe. He is safe and nothing is going to affect him. No karma will affect him. He is perfectly safe. If you don't do these 4 things in material world, there is no bad karma and life becomes very peaceful and smooth. Like one man, one pitashi, kanjus, makichus, one miser fellow. He went to an astrologer. So, astrologer checked his horoscope and said, "No, some bad time, it's all bad time. You are going to face some worst time in your life. You do one thing, you pay me 10,000 rupees. I will perform a special yajna, havan, homa, yagam for you and I will save you." And this miserly man said, "Oh, astrologer Brahmana, I don't have 10,000 rupees. Acha, you don't have 10,000? No problem, don't worry. Pay me 1,000 rupees. I will do a special puja and save you." And this man said, No, I don't have. I'm scared. I don't have 1,000 rupees. You don't have that? Okay, then you do one thing. You pay me some 10 rupees something. I will perform some archana, some simple archana and I can still protect you. Then this miser said, No, I don't have 10 rupees also. Okay, Baba, give me 1 rupee dakshina, I will protect you. And this miser said, No, I don't have 1 rupee. Astrologer got so angry. Astrologer said, "You don't even have 1 rupee. Then what karma can take away from you? Karma cannot take anything. Right? You don't even have 1 rupee. What is your problem? Nothing will be taken from you." So in the same way, when we have bad karma, then only Mother Nature can affect us. If the 4 doors are shut, meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling, when the 4 doors are shut, karma and papa can never touch us. So the life becomes peaceful. Right? So Bhagavatam beautifully speaks about this principle. No meat eating, now that has spread all over the world in a very, very big way. Till 1950, 1960, you can go and check with your grannies and grandfathers. In many of our families, meat eating was like a remote thing. Hardly it happens sometime, once in a while, once in a blue moon, some rarely. And many of our families were pure vegetarians. They don't eat meat. And through Mughals and Britishers, this meat eating habit was introduced in India. If you see, the Mughals brought, all their lifestyle, and the Britishers, and still Britishers found in India that many Indians are vegetarian. They don't touch meat. So simply to force them, make them eat meat, in the 7th standard, 8th standard history in India, you would have studied, purposely Britishers, they put cow gel and pig's thing on the bullet. In the bullet, and they were asking the soldiers to taste it forcefully. So in the olden days, they had this bullet for the gun, and they have to bite and tear it open and drop gunpowder inside the double barrel gun, single barrel gun, drop the gunpowder, then they have a stick, then they push it like that, then they lock the gun and they shoot, like that. That's how they used to fight. So they were forcefully tasting the bullets one after another. And they stealthily were eating meat. and they eat meat and they come back home, and the mothers and grannies will not allow them to come inside house. They will tell them, go to the backyard, go to the backyard. And in the backyard, next to the well, they have to pour water on their head, they have to bathe, then only they will enter the house. Once upon a time, that was the system in India. They were not allowed inside the house if they eat meat. Then what they did, then the ladies were having some affection to the husband and things like that, and they used to have a separate pot in the paddy field somewhere in the jungle, and there they will cook meat. The meat was not cooked inside the house. Then when years passed by, slowly the pot developed hands and legs, and it started walking and entered the kitchen. And somewhere in 1970s and 60s, they had two pots, one vegetarian cooking pot and another non-vegetarian cooking pot. Then after some time, both the pot became one. And that is how we grown into the modern civilized man. So meat eating was strictly banned, in those days. Very rarely people ate meat. But now, Bhagavatam very clearly says, Puranas very clearly says, when this innocent animal shed blood, by eating them, a human being can never lead a happy life. So meat eating is strictly banned. I don't know, in India have you seen, even in ISKCON temples you might have seen, after Arati they take chamara, that white fan, chamara, and they do in Arati. After Arati you have white chamara. I think you have all seen, right? So that white thing, the chamara, it is the hair of a special cow in Himalayan valleys. It's called chamari. They call it white yak or something like that. Chamari, you can check out in Google. It is a beautiful story how chamari came into puja as chamara. You might have seen like people fanning and doing chamara, right? Venchamaram and all they say in Tamil and things like that. So Krishna explained in Puranas, unless I am fanned with that white chamara, the puja is not complete. So this is a special blessings given by Krishna to that cow chamari. A beautiful story from Badrinath. I don't know how many of you have been to Badrinath. Amazing, wonderful place. Right in front of Badrinath temple, the great river Alakananda flows. Amazing place. And it will be flowing in a freezing cold. If you take bath, that's it. You will be like, shivering and stammering and things like that. Still people take bath, amazing place. Badrinath, beautiful place. So once, now the temple is under Indian border security force. Actually, army manages the temple. Because 6 months, the temple is covered with snow. Only 6 months the temple is open. It opens at Akshaya Tritiya and closes on Diwali day. And 6 months it's open, and 6 months, wonderful. M-phone has gone to Badrinath. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Very good. Okay, 6 months the temple is open and 6 months it is closed. And an amazing thing is, when they close the temple on Diwali day, they light up a small ghee lamp. A tiny ghee lamp, and they come off. After 6 months, they go and open the temple. You personally, you can visit, you can witness. The pujari will enter the temple with hundreds of people, banging the drums and blowing trumpets and music and kirtan, bhajan. They go and open the temple. Amazing. The lamp is still glowing. 6 months. So many people came and did research, and one great scientist came with the answer. And you know what answer he gave? The lamp is burning for 6 months because of CO2 plus 2XO plus ABC, and that's why the lamp is burning. What a wonderful answer he gave. But Badrinath Mahatmya says 6 months Devas worship and 6 months Nara worships. For Devas, our 6 months is like 1 day for Devas. They come and worship and go. And they light up the lamp and leave that. and the lamp is still burning. Amazing place. So once upon a time, the temple was under the custody of Tulinga Mutt of Nepal, who are Buddhists. The temple was under the custody of them, Tulinga Mata, the Buddhist monks. And unfortunately, Buddhist monks, some of them eat meat. All the Buddhist monks are not vegetarians. Some Buddhist monks are non-vegetarian. They eat meat. And they were worshipping Badrinath. And Lord didn't want to take worship from those people, because it is explained in Bible, it is explained in Quran, it's explained in all the scriptures. In Bible there is a line, your hands are stained with blood, so the good God in heaven will not listen to your prayer, because your hands are stained with blood. In Quran, I have heard from a Muslim friend, he said there is a line in Quran which says, the one who converts his belly into crematorium, his prayer will not be heard. When does your belly get converted into crematorium? When you drop all these animals inside. So a man who has converted his belly into crematorium, the God will not listen to his prayers. And when they kill animals, they pray. They pray and chop off animals. And when they cut a tomato, they don't pray, which he very clearly shows that you are not supposed to kill animals. So when the Buddhist monks were eating meat, Badrinath felt very bad, and Badrinath doesn't want to accept puja from them. So when the Buddha bhikshus, Buddhist monks, when they came and opened the temple, Badrinathji is missing, Badrinarayan deity is missing. And 3 days they were searching Badrinath, the deity is missing, and they were searching all over temple, all the valleys and everywhere. They could not locate the deity. Actually, Badrinathji, the deity, ran away from temple. This is a real thing. This is not a Puranic story. This is history which has happened. The deity ran away from the temple, went to Goshala and hid himself underneath the hair of Chamari cow. Maybe in Google you can check, you can type Himalayan white yak and you will see that cow, how beautiful it is. So much of hair it has got, Himalayan white yak. So this deity Badrinathji, he went and hid himself under the hair, and the Buddhist monks were searching for Badrinath all over the valley and they could not locate, and they left it. Then Badrinathji thanked the Chamari cows and said, you saved me because I don't want to be touched and worshipped by a person who eats meat. Because I love cows so much, I love Brahmanas so much. Right? That is the mantra we chant. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya. He loves Brahmanas and cows. They are very dear to him. Even in Bhagavatam, when Indra poured rain for 7 continuous days in Vrindavan, Krishna was very angry with Indra. So when Indra came to meet Krishna, Krishna told Indra, come and meet me. I want to punish you. So when Indra came, you know what he did? He didn't come alone. He went to Surabhi cow and said, my dear mother Surabhi, please, 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 you come with me. I don't want to go alone. He begged Surabhi cow and brought Surabhi cow. The moment Krishna saw Surabhi, all his anger disappeared. Krishna loves cows and Brahmanas and devotees. So Krishna blessed Surabhi cow Chamari cow saying that you protected me. Because you protected me, I bless you. All my pujas will be complete only when they finally do that white chamara, that seva. So Chamari cow's Roma, Chamari cow's hair became chamara. That's why I think you all have got chamara in your house also. Maybe you will be doing fanning during Arati and all. So Krishna blessed. Very clearly it says that human are not so. Yes, the conch, Rajesh Vijay Lakshmi, the conch has got another story. That's a different story. So Chamara got blessings. That's why we use Chamara in Krishna's puja. So it's very clearly said in scriptures, meat eating is never allowed, never allowed. When Prabhupada was like a 6-year-old boy, Prabhupada got a very severe fever. And that is the time the Western medicine is entering Indian culture. Europeans, because all the Indians, they wear dhoti and they wear English coat and they wear Indian topi and they will go for work. All that mixture of culture and all was happening. So slowly English medicine was entering Indian culture. And Prabhupada was very sick. And the doctors, and they all said, he's like, if you don't treat him, he will die. The baby will die. So the doctors suggested, give him animal soup, every day. And Prabhupada's father went wild. No, don't give him animal soup. I don't want my son to eat all these abominable things at his young age. I don't want. And father was fighting so much. But all the relatives said, are you crazy? Don't you want to save your son? When doctor prescribes, why are you saying no? What if your son dies? The whole family turned against Prabhupada's father. And Prabhupada's father could not do anything. They brought animal soup and gave to Prabhupada when he was a baby. Prabhupada took a spoon and immediately vomited everything. Then Prabhupada's father came running inside the room and said, stop this nonsense. If my son is going to die, let him die, but I will not allow you to give this thing. And they did not give Prabhupada animal soup. So that was our culture. Indians, they were not taking this animal flesh and, all that. But slowly, gradually, we all got polluted. All these entered our food things. Anyway, that is no meat eating. And it is a grievous sin. Many scriptures speaks about this. And intoxication, illicit sex, and gambling. Gambling, I don't know. Many of us may not do all that things. In illicit sex also devotees are free. Intoxication. Okay. So slowly when a person becomes devotee, he is supposed to give up all these bad habits. By giving up these bad habits, he builds a fence around him. No papa and no karma will enter him. Then he leads a peaceful life. So saying that, Kali Purusha, he said, I traveled the entire planet. Oh Maharaj Parikshit, I don't see a single place where people are eating meat. So where will I live? Then Parikshit said, okay, so you do one thing. You go and live where there is excess gold, money, so much of money is kept, you can go and so much of gold is there, you go and stay in that place. The moment Maharaja Parikshit said this, Kali jumped and sat on Parikshit's head, because Parikshit had a crown studded with gems and rubies and coral, emerald, sapphire, such a beautiful crown. And he jumped and sat on top of the crown. Then Parikshit was going back to his palace. He was feeling very thirsty. He was feeling so thirsty. So he was looking for water and he found a ashram where a sadhu, a brahmana, is sitting deeply meditating. Samika Maharishi, the rishi, was in deep trance, deep meditation. So Parikshit went to his doorstep and said, I'm very thirsty, can you give me some water? But the rishi was so focused, the rishi was so deeply meditating, he couldn't listen, he couldn't pay attention to what is happening. He was so deeply focused. And Maharaj Parikshit got little disturbed. Then he found a dead snake around in that area. So with his bow, he took the dead snake and dropped on Shamika Maharishi's neck, and he left the place. He simply showed his anger, But who made him to do that thing? The Kali Purusha sitting on his crown, influencing him. So drop the dead snake around Shamika Maharishi, and he went back to palace, right? By the time Shamika Maharishi's son, Shringi, he came, he was playing with children, young boy, he came down and he saw a dead snake around his father's snake. He was so wild. Who did this? And all his friends said, no, Parikshit, whomever it may be, let him be the emperor or even the deva, I don't care. The person who insulted my father will die within 7 days from now. He proclaimed the curse. And Shamika Maharshi heard the curse and opened his eyes. He was not disturbed. He was a perfect sadhu. He could understand, maybe the king got a little angry, whatever. He didn't harm me purposely. And the king could understand clearly. But the young, immature son of that Brahmana, and Bhagavatam says, that was the first Brahmana in entire creation who fell from Brahminical position. From there, the fall of Brahmana started. So he proclaimed that curse, and Maharaja Parikshit, he went back to his palace. He removed all his crown and all the gold jewelry, everything. He removed everything. Then he was very disturbed. Parikshit Maharaj was very disturbed. He was thinking, why did I do that? Why did I react to that situation? And by the time his men came and told him that you are cursed. You have only 7 days more, that is all. So Parikshit started asking that great question. Paro Dharma. What is the highest duty I can do? What is the paro? I have only 7 days. Imagine if we are there in that position of Parikshit, and you get to know you are going to live only for 3 more days. What you will do? Okay, where is my document, that land document? I have to make a call to my, I will register this, keep everything, allot my property. We will be thinking like that. But Parikshit completely forgot everything. He said, I want to do the ultimate, highest activity in the entire creation because I have got only 7 days. Ahaituki apratiha savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radek adokshaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. I want to do the highest paro dharma. What is the highest activity? And so many people came and gave different answers. You can do this, you can do this. No, I want to do the highest one. And nobody could give him the perfect answer. Without wasting a single moment, he gave up his kingdom, chariots, gold, money, power, family, gave up children, everything. And he started walking like a mendicant on the banks of river Ganga. Even today that place is there, a beautiful place. If at all you get time, you please go there. In Uttar Pradesh, on the way to Haridwar, if you take a by route, there is a district called Muzaffarnagar. In Muzaffarnagar, there is a village called Sukratal. It's a beautiful village on the bank of river Ganga. And Parikshit is running. I want to do the Paro Dharma. He was asking each and everyone, every Brahmana, every sage, every Rishi. I want to do that Paro Dharma. He was asking. And nobody could give the right answer. And that is the time Shukadev Maharaj is walking and coming in front of him. As soon as Parikshit saw Shukadev, yes, many of you have been there. Very good, you have been there. Beautiful place. So, Parikshit went and fell flat in front of Shukadev Maharaj and begged and said, oh great sage, please tell me what is the highest activity I can do, and I have got only 7 days. Then Shukdev Goswami sat down. He didn't look, okay, book a hall, book a podium, make arrangements, I'm going to speak Bhagavatam, nothing. At the place where Parikshit asked a question, Shukdev Maharaj sat down there on the bank of river Ganga. Just at that place. And he started speaking because I'm giving you the final medicine. Shukdev Maharaj started speaking Bhagavatam and Parikshit started listening and he was crying. There is no lunch break. I think time's up for your lunch, but there was no lunch break when Shukdev Maharaj spoke. 7 days, day and night, and 16,000 sages came and sat down. Vyasa heard, my son is speaking Bhagavatam to Parikshit. Narada heard, oh, the great Shukadeva is speaking. All the Sapta Rishis and everybody came and sat down. You can see that picture in the first canto of Bhagavatam. When you open the book, first canto of Bhagavatam, in the inner wrap, inner cover, you can see that picture where Shukadeva is speaking and Parikshit is sitting there, and you will see only sages there. You won't see Matajis, you won't see children, you don't see businessmen, you don't see anyone in that picture. You will see only sages, because Bhagavatam is meant for mumukshubhihi, munis and sages. But Prabhupada's mercy, this great message which was preserved by sages, became a common man's book. Prabhupada translated it, published it, distributed in all over the world where a normal common human can read Bhagavatam. Earlier days it is not the story. It is only for renunciants, rishis and munis, because normal human being will not be able to understand what is Bhagavatam. 7 days, Parikshit heard Bhagavatam and Shukdev Maharaj was crying and as days passed by, Parikshit became so enthused, he forgot that he is going to die. That the snake is waiting for him to, Takshaka, the snake is waiting to bite him at the 7th day. Imagine you are sitting and listening to Bhagavatam and there is a snake under your chair. Will you peacefully sit and listen Bhagavatam? We will jump and scream and run away from the place. We will not be peacefully listening to Bhagavatam. But 2nd day over, 3rd day over, 4th day, when it came 4th day, Shukdev Maharaj is speaking about Krishna. When the topic Krishna came, it is like so nectarian. Parikshit is asking, okay, then what happened? Then what Krishna? You didn't tell me what happened at the age of 6. Please tell me what he did at the age of 6. Then 7, what happened? 8, what happened? He was shooting question after question. And Shukdev Maharaj is telling in one shloka, Parikshit, your interest is making me to speak more and more. You are the cause for my enjoyment. Please hear. And you see, in the 12 cantos of Bhagavatam, the biggest canto is 10th canto. Because when Krishna Lila came, all the other cantos are like 1 book, 2 book, 1 book, 2. When 10th canto became, it became double, 4 books. Because Parikshit is not allowing. Yamaraj is waiting. Alright, chalo yaar, you keep quiet. And he's asking, what happened at the age of 6? Then after 7, what happened? 8, what happened? Shooting questions. And Shukadev is like with tears in his eyes. He's telling, Krishna did that, Krishna did this. And they're enjoying. That became Ananda. It is not like, you go to hospital and somebody is on the deathbed and the doctor has said, hardly 48 hours, okay? You get ready, anytime he may leave the body. Then immediately we get into depression mode, dukkha mode. Very nice, man. What to do? This has happened. Bhagavatam is supposed to be like that because Parikshit is going to die in 7 days. But it became a utsava. Everyone forgot about Parikshit's death. They forgot about Yama. They forgot about Takshaka. They were enjoying listening to the Leelas of the Lord and devotees. And Parikshit is asking, Shuka is answering, and there were tears inside. And the sages were hankering for that knowledge. What a great blessings Prabhupada had given us. We are also able to part of that great Leela. So please make some plan to read Bhagavatam daily. It's a huge book. Please make some plan. How are we going to read Bhagavatam and finish in one lifetime? Make some plans, okay? Thank you very much. Sorry, it got